Hello my dear Leos, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between November 16 and November 30, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I use now the Tarot of the Hidden Realm with Julia Jeffrey and Barbara Moore. So I will start shuffling your cards. In the bottom of the deck we have the King of Swords together with Justice. You're working very hard with justice right now, like justice is being served, using your judgmental skills, keeping your head cool, using logic. Okay, so that's new. Leos are usually the big-hearted people, okay, following every whimsical idea and manifesting it, okay. Here you're asked to think twice, okay? Think twice before you do something or invite something in your life. And also to use your judgmental skills to view the projects that you're already working on and to see what's going to stay and what's going to go. So I call the Divine with love and light. And I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Leos. So I want my dear Leos to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So my dear Leos, see what's up for you this second part of November 2017. And we have a jumper here. It's the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands in this deck is very much connected to the 9 of Wands in the Thoth Tarot. That's a very wonderful tarot deck. And then it speaks about this as strength, the minor arcana strength. It's like digging really deep and finding your strength and like rising like bird phoenix from the ashes. Okay, so normally the 9 of Wands is like a person that has been hurt and therefore they are triggered to protect themselves. So I think this is what's going on for Leo. You have been hurt and now you know better how to protect yourself because you're using your experience. You're not like doing the same stupid mistake over and over and over again. You are learning, okay, and that learning is becoming your strength. So I will just tune in for a few seconds. Okay, my dear Leos, this is your mid-month reading, so it will be 9 cards with three rows, and I will come back with a 15 card spread for the beginning of December. Okay, so my dear Leos, this is your future and this is your now there, and this is your past. So your past is probably October going into the first part of November, and here we can see 9 of Pentacles. So 9 of Pentacles is of course connected to the 9 of Wands that fell out. It's all connected to the Hermit. It's about starting to take better care of yourself, making an inner space for yourself where everything is kind of fine, whatever happens in the world outside. And you can see there's a robin on this card. So the robin is the spiritual messenger. It was said to try to have free Jesus from the thorn in his crown of thorns, and therefore it has the red chest because it stung itself on one of the thorns. So it's a very highly spiritual message, kind of prophetic messages almost. And you can only find those prophetic messages when you are very in tuned and stable, grounded inside yourself, making a beautiful inner space for yourself where there's everything is now, and you just watch whatever comes through and being in awareness. taking really good care of you. So that's your past, and the now for Leo is the second part of November 2017. And here we have Ace of Swords, so that's together with the cards that we had from the beginning. We have the King of Swords. King of Swords is usually Aquarius, might be a Libra or a Gemini as well. Justice is also connected to Libra. So King of Swords, Justice, and Ace of Swords. You have been, or you are in this now, going to use the skill of truth and clear communication, okay? Also logic. The Ace of Swords is like consciousness without the blabbering of the human mind. And here's your future, so that's going into December. And here we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is one that can rule their kingdom and have very good boundaries. So I'm thinking this is a health program for Leo, where you are now 9 of coins, very much more grounded in yourself. You find your Ace of Swords here and now, being like conscious awareness and seeing the truth. And the future is the Emperor, so being able to protect your borders, or it's also connected to Aries and your fiery side, being able to create things and also preserve it, preserve your own energy maybe as well. So this is your past, and here we have a Knight of Swords. We also saw a King of Swords and the Justice when we started the reading. So many of you will probably be dealing with an air sign person. This Knight of Swords is a rather wonderful energy. It's a person that they're very young, so they don't have so much experience. So they have this, they are very positive about themselves and their own ability. They haven't really experienced failure before, so they think they are indestructible and that everything will go their way, and they are the smartest, the fastest, the best in the whole wild world. So we can see here also the eagle or hawk is roaming over this person that looking up in the sky and is mostly positive. The Knight of Swords is very good with words, very intelligent, very sharp words. We'll see where it goes with this, okay. Next card for you is Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles is a card about equality and justice, as the Justice card. So every time you get this card, you are supposed to look at your relationship and see how much you're giving in order to how much you are receiving, and also how much you are receiving in order to what you are giving. Sometimes we are over-functioning, like doing too much in our relationship or in relations to others because we want to be loved. But that might just make us like a little bit overbearing. Over-functioning means someone else is forced to not function at all. If you are taking all the responsibility and doing all the dishes in your home and taking care of all the kids and taking care of the relationship between you and others, there's nothing left for other people to do. So what we can see here is probably a situation where there's an imbalance in a relationship, a partnership, family, overall like a work situation or whatever. And in this situation, the harmony needs to be restored by justice, by sharing equally on the burdens, equally on giving, and equally on receiving. So we'll see where it goes. It's an air sign, and this balance that's required in a certain relationship. So much like the first card that came, it's just this is a younger air energy, and this kind of justice is minor arcana justice, okay. And the next card is Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups is connected to 8 strength cards, so it's connected to Leo, while Six of Pentacles is connected to Lover's card, also Gemini. So it might be a Gemini and a Leo we are talking about here. What I think, what I see in this picture when I see someone is walking away, there's a time here, you know, it's like a calendar with the moon phases. And the 8s are usually like a situation we have been in for a very long time. It's like an eternal loop or karma sometimes. So what I'm seeing is that there's some kind of relationship or situation where there's not balance. It's not equally shared responsibility, either to take care of the actual relationship between two people or something that's happening within the relationship. So one person is choosing to walk away. They don't see that this is just. So it might be that this younger air energy is coming in with a lot of enthusiasm, but maybe they don't know about how to share equally just yet. Maybe they don't know how to not steal energy from another person. When everything is about winning or looking good, or to protect yourself against any known or unknown or fictionary enemy, they are not going to be able to share very equally. They want to win or either to lose. It's this young masculine energy, so they are here to show their abilities. They are not here to, you know, share equally and be sweet and tender in a relationship, or saying, well, okay, I can do that for you. You did this for me the last time. So it seems like it might be people getting tired of this and like, oh, I'm out of here. Okay, so that's your past. I tried to remember what card you had here, but my memory sucks. Okay, 9 of coins. So 9 of coins, 8 of cups. I'm thinking that many people here, either a Leo or the Leo's partner, if you're cross-watching, is like taking better care of themselves and rather leave a situation than being like, if there's no giving and receiving, you rather leave the situation. Okay, and take care of yourself, because you have built something here for yourself. 9 of coins is like, it's like a singles person have built a good life for themselves with a good economy and house and, you know, everything arranged with the kids or whatever. So maybe you don't need someone to come in and mess it all up. Okay. So next line of cards will be for the now, and yeah, Ace of Swords. I remember. And here we have life renewed, and it comes under this Knight of Swords. So as I said, this is like a young energy. They might not have been put through so many of life's difficult situations, so they won't know everything. And here with the Judgment, it's judgment being received through actual experience. So it might be that this Knight of Swords is getting smarter by actual life experience. It doesn't have to be an air sign, it can be any sign, but a person that's maybe thinks, like speaks before they think. Or that's a little bit full of themselves, and it's like when you think that you know everything, but you just know this little thing. So it's not their fault. It's just that they don't have the experience. But here with life renewed, they actually have the experience. It's like I have another wonderful deck that calls Druid's Craft Tarot, which I use for my personal readings. And then there's a little child coming out from the tower. So a little child coming out, it's like the soul coming out from the tower being the person's ego. So we can see that the inner child of this person is coming out, and this is more pure from the source, and being also more like adaptable to change, and maybe being like, I don't know everything, but I want to learn. And Judgment is, of course, a rather strict card. It wants to tell you that you need to get this life experience, you need to learn this lesson now. But this life renewed here, it's like a spring. Someone has gotten a clue of something, so a new beginning can come. Judgment, of course, is often graves, people rising from graves, graves, the dead rising. So it's like winter is done and now spring comes. Okay. And really central in this reading is the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is usually, in many decks, is a totem of balance, like between the black and the white pillar. She is knowledge. So this knowledge is still talking about this balance that needs to be retained. And it's about teaching people how to fish, not giving them what they need or giving them what they want, but actually giving them what they need. Education, knowledge, knowing things. And she's connected to the moon and the moon's phases, so it's subconscious knowing. It might be someone not really telling the secret of what they really want as well. Sometimes we keep ourselves too good for actually expressing what it is that we know, because we don't want to rub it in the face of the people that don't know. So here we have a judgment, that's 20, and we have 2, the high priestess. 2 plus 0 is 2. The high priestess is also connected to the justice card, 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. So she is, she can both see the justice of it all and make a clear judgment because she is knowing. So it's some kind of higher knowing here, and it's not, it's actually also touching this person here. Knight of Swords, High Priestess, it's a person being in very much self-respect and has a lot of knowledge, even then, though they are young. But the High Priestess is very much of self-respect, and she don't care so much for what other people says. So it might also be hard for a young person with a high intuitive skills to actually get in new knowledge. They might be a little stubborn with a High Priestess there. Okay. Next card we have is 9 of Cups, so it comes underneath the 8 of Cups. 9 of Cups is a wish card. So whatever situation was where people are not really like getting along, we can see one is just looking at the clouds and the other one looks down on the ground, and no one is really, you know, paying attention to each other, and this balance that's supposed to create it, like the divine is kind of saying, well, could you work it out like this? Well, and here with the 9 of Cups being the wish card, it's also the card that kind of says that you have the relationship you're supposed to be in. You have the people around you that you're supposed to be with. And it's the 9, so it's connected to the 9 of Pentacles that we saw underneath this. 9 is connected to the Hermit. You have both the feminine parts of the Hermit, the side where you kind of withdraw from other people to find out what it is that you want, and how you can fulfill your needs, and how you can become happy. So it's like you are in a state where you use a lot of judgment to find out what are your true needs and what's actually going to make you happy. So it might still mean leaving this situation for something that you want more, something that's actually going to finally make you feel like you are in the right place, okay, and not male placed. Okay, so here we have your future, and it's the 6 of Wands. See here, I think Virgo had this exact on the same place. Yes, Virgo it was, and it's knowledge being shared with others, like being a good example to others, and showing by example. This is a card for Leo, and you can see it on her red hair that she has this lion mane, and it comes underneath this Knight of Swords with the life renewed. So sometimes 6 of Wands is messages, but it's messages still that's a little bit like a person with a little bit blown up ego. Okay, 6 of Wands is like when you are this warrior leader that everyone look up to and think that this is the hero of the day. So this is it has its backside. 6 of Wands is a very good card. It's talking about making victories to win-win situations, and to being a good example for others, and acting in the way that you, it's like personify the moral values you have in your interaction with other people. But it's also this with a little bit like Leo has narcissistic tendencies, like the sun here revolves around because sun is your planet, or sun is your, yeah, it's not a planet, but it's your sun. So Leo has had this as as a personality trait, generally speaking, with being the kings and queens of our history, and also being actors and people that's usually have a spotlight with other in the society. And Leos have been working very relentlessly with not being such a big egos, okay, and that has made you almost like too nice, too well adjusted. And so I'm thinking it's a combination of taking back your leadership skills, but not being acting like the world revolves around you. And we have 8 of Cups, the High Priestess, and the 6 of Wands. So I'm thinking if this person comes and wants to talk, 8 of Cups and the High Priestess isn't, they are not very understanding, okay? So full of self-respect, don't really care because I'm too exhausted. I have given you everything and I don't want to give another thing. But here maybe we are collecting our last resources here and trying to be good role models and good examples, or we are just coming in to, you know, win. That might be it as well. Oh, I think the later might be the thing. So there's not much balance here. And 5 of Swords is the negative side of this with victory, when you want to win over someone just to be right, just to steal their energy. And this person here does already feel like their energy is already lost, okay? It's already been stolen, so they don't want to give anymore unless it is balanced. But okay, so it might be that this person that has been feeling that they've given too much in this situation might become a little, yes, I said there's the moon here, like with the High Priestess. She is a little bit, she can be a little bit dramatic. She is like premenstrual tension personified, okay? She's a little bit autistic. If she feels angry, she will show angry, okay? If she hates you, she will show hate. If she loves you, she will show love. If she cares for you, she will show that she cares. But this can flip like in an instant. So I'm thinking if there's not going to be real balance here between people, there's going to be aggression instead. If this side, very innocent, coming in for, you know, victory, they might lose their head in the process, like being, it's going to be some kind of word feud, it seems. Okay, and here we have the Page of Swords, so it's a lot of swords here. So I think Leo has learned this with using the swords energy, like truth. Sometimes we don't want to say the truth because we don't want to hurt other people's feelings. But here you have, this is pure air. This is pure air. So both are kind of the ace, but this is the ace being held by your inner child. So I think that many Leos now is tired, have been given too much. 9 of Cups, you know exactly what you want and you're going to fight for having justice and not some other crap. So I'm not seeing the same cooperation and niceness that I have seen with other readings that mostly have ended with some of the 3s, okay? But I think this is Leo cutting off bullshit from their lives, okay? This Page of Swords is like being like Jesus in the temple, but it comes also here, Knight of Swords, High Priestess, and Page of Swords. So it might be coming in like a message that also is aimed for destruction, like a person that wants to win. Page of Swords. So we'll see. I want to have clarification on that, like what is it that's going to happen here. Okay, so it's pieces of the puzzle. You don't have to be alarmed, even if it's like it's some kind of conflict or some kind of word feud or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just pieces of the puzzles. New information being added, and maybe also practice for you to become more and more yourself and finding the pieces of the puzzle that will eventually be the you seeing yourself. So this is much like the 9 of Pentacles card, like loving everything about you. It doesn't matter, you're standing by your side. And this might also be like different people in your life coming with different pieces of the puzzle. So don't be alarmed even if there's negative people in your life, because they might have like a piece of the puzzle to the picture of you, teaching you more. You know, the High Priestess here is about knowing. It's also about a little bit about temperament, like ice cold temperament that might be, because she is ice cold. She's water, but she's also very cool, self-respect, all those things. And it's like she has not very much of patience. So that might be why there's flaring up things here, because words are being thrown, or we have the sixes here connected to the Gemini and to the Lovers. So it might be that harmony wants to be restored, but maybe you are not ready. Maybe you are like too much in this energy of getting to know yourself and to getting this contact with the divine, coming with the pieces of the puzzle. We have a cat there. So they are very self-sufficient creatures. You still want something and you are going to get it, but and you have it's like all these girls are aiming like with their body anyway into the future. This one is looking over the shoulder, and it's like they're running from a fight, and here it's like you're putting down your sword. So I can't really say what's going to happen here, but the sixes are for harmony. So it might be that this person wants to create harmony, and you will misinterpret that as they are out to get you. So, okay, sorry for laughing, but oh, it's this with human misunderstanding. So, okay, hopeless release. What came for you from this vibrational energy oracle cards by Debbie A. Anderson. I will do the courtesy of reading this for you because I love the author's interpretation of the cards. I could just use my intuition as I do with other cards, but I think this is better. So, hopeless release. The indication that something is hopeless is just in our perception. Every vibration that we encounter has a purpose, a reason for being where it is in your life. At this time in your life, you need to let go, releasing whatever feels discouraging or impossible to finish. Do not feel despair about what is happening to you. Everything happens for a reason. So I'm thinking that Leo is trying to release something because they want, like, they have a greater dream. So they are giving up their arms and just releasing this situation and maybe walking away. And, if that is how you feel, this is your intuition telling you so. But the first lines of the cards said that everything might not be as hopeless as you think, because even though Knight of Swords is known to be a person that is not very considerating with other people's emotion, it seems like they are softening a little bit, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so my dear Leos, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and I hope you will come back for my beginning of the December reading that I will release in the mid-month of November. Also, I would like to have your input on the new cards, like this Tarot of the Hidden Realm. If you could please share your thoughts with me, what you think about this deck. I think it's very good for love relationships, but I want to hear what you think. So let me know. Okay, bye-bye.